gentleman's here. We'll get to that in a second. But I saw a big zero. And, StreamYard has been a little wonky lately. There's people departing the platform, price increases, which, spoiler alert, we'll talk about here in a second with the show topic. But anyway, I'm glad you're here. Welcome to Surface Noise. Concert Buddy back at the ones and twos. We've got a doozy. Someone say a barn burner. Someone say a dumpster fire. It's going to be all the above and then some. I want to welcome you for joining us. I know there's a lot of entertainment options. I know it's NFL kickoff. We're starting a little bit later. I had to go meet some family.
Steve Westman is live.
Hey, listen, Steve Westman is wringing his hands. He's coming for me. He wants a piece of this. It's not this luscious dad bod he's after. It's the father figure that he's after. I mean, because we get Thursdays to ourselves, boys, and then here they come. So that's usually what happens. But I want to thank you for joining us. Surface Noise A-side edition. Let's go through the dais, and then we'll get right into whatever Vinyl Me Please is. To you, to me, to everybody. First, this new camera angle is taking some getting used to. Is Safe and Sound Texas Audio Excursion. David, we're getting a lot more of your upper torso. Is this intentional? Or are you trying to sex up the presentation here?
No, I brought my utes with me. My utes. So my sideways utes.
Sideways, I like it. Well, as long as it's not those Wyoming Dave tank tops, he's got the market corner on those tank.
Oh yeah.
Thank you
very much. With the little stain.
The thanker for the tanker.
That's right. So then we've got from the Empire State, who I know, George Foreman guarantee, I know he's got a lot of opinions on this primary show topic. That is Arnaldo, the channel, if you don't know. What's wrong with you if you don't know? Fidelius_frequency. Arnaldo, are you ready?
I am ready, Concert Buddy.
And then probably the hardest working man in the vinyl community the last couple days, and we'll get into that probably in the freestyle. He's drinking some water. You got Propel? You drinking Propel, Jason Rojas?
Just water, Let me flex right now. So, Concert Buddy, thanks for having me back on. I got the record collection together.
Oh, this son of a gun. He's got to go.
Let's flex hard. Let's flex it hard, okay?
Wow. I mean, what are you showing? We do have
This is the Leuven Brothers, Satan is Real. This is that OG Capitol pressing that, some fools want. But wow. I will, according to Cesar, shout out to Cesar, I'm going to show some bangers, on the show. Just make people upset, right? So here we go.
It's already started. We didn't even get through the introductions. And this guy is already just slinging those wax donuts right at us. And then I know probably former El Presidente of the Vinyl Me Please fan club, Jose Moreno, sometimes Ron. Jose, how are you?
Well, good. I don't know if I'm I like some stuff, but I hate others. So,
well, that's great because as Jose knows, Jose brought it to my attention. This is prime gripe hour. We're all about the gripe. We're all about the gripe. Oh, Dees, look at this guy.
Dees.
Dees is in the building, and he's throwing me some cashola.
Some geld, huh?
He's throwing me some paper. Completely unnecessary, but I appreciate it, Dees. I hope you're doing well. I know he streamed, I think it was last week. I popped in there for a little bit, but it's good to see Dees, and it's good to see that paper. Thanks, homie. Appreciate you. All right. Now, this could get us in trouble. I mean, we are the live stream that just ruffles feathers. I know I'm blacklisted and certain repressing plans. Rojas is he's dangerous to be around. He's like a fire. If you're just in that orbit, you just pick up strays. I know. I've seen it. I'm living it. It is what it is.
Embrace your friends. Embrace the haters.
Well, I like to drink the haterade. I like my enemies to drink a nice big tall glass of bleach. They know who they are. I know there's several of them watching right now. Chef's kiss to you. But let's get into the topic du jour. There's so much to unpack here. Vinyl Me Please. Now, what's funny is no one here. I got to make you a mod real quick because that's the least I can do. Boom. This is true. You guys can verify for this. We start out the week throwing some show ideas out there, and Vinyl Me Please was one of them. This is before the big bombshell, the big turd sandwich they dropped on us yesterday about the pricing. This is really primarily about this Ramones fiasco. We're going to get into all this stuff. But it was almost kismet, serendipitous, that they would decide to just keep having these terrible ideas and situations and circumstances one after another leading up to our live stream. So, on me, please, if you haven't heard, and I've got a lot of research. I don't know what we're going to get into. These aren't scripts. That's a proprietary thing. These are just research.
Did you went to a Staples and printed that out?
Kinko's is the preferred printing domicile of the Concert Buddy Enterprises. So shout out to
this live stream was brought to you by Kinko's.
Listen, we're working on brand sponsored and partnerships here because, as you know, we don't charge for the program, but that don't mean that's always going to be that way. But there's so much to unpack here. I mean, we could really, really start so many places. Now, I do have to pay homage to VCB Jazz Vinyl channel. I've seen Hot Minute. He, of course, is coming in. He, of course, has to recommend the UPS store personally. That is no surprise. On brand. Well done. I like how you did that. See, you're already fitting in. Real nice, my man. But where do we start, guys? Arnaldo, I got to start with you because we've had so many off-camera, private conversations about the enterprise that Vinyl Me Please is. And as somebody, let's start with where we were originally going to start with this Ramones situation. So if you're not aware, Rocket to Russia was an exclusive, pink vinyl, AAA, Ryan Smith, no longer K Smith. You know, we still don't understand that. That's another show for another day. And apparently they over-promised, under-delivered. Is that the situation? Arnaldo, I know you're getting one, so can you educate the masses of what fiasco numero uno is?
Well, first of all, for those who don't always work remotely, there's always the office where you can print stuff. And I know, Chance, you're very lucky to hardly ever have to go into the office. So you got to make your way to Kinko's. Sorry.
Hashtag brand deal. What's going on?
So, all right. No, it's funny. I knew it was coming. I knew something was up. And let me see if I can pull it up. That it was around, here it is. It was on 8/29, which means
we got it. Listen, we're taking names.
2 days before the swaps were closed, because the swap closed on the last day of the month, right?
Which they also changed that earlier in the summer, but maybe we'll get to that. A lot of
unless you're dumb like me who misreads the deadline. They put Mountain Time and I misread it incorrectly, so hence why last month I got stuck with the title because I waited the last minute.
And side note, Arnaldo tried to pawn that title off on a couple of us suckers. He's like,
no,
hey,
I
weird.
Generously.
What record was it?
Let's not even talk about it.
Yeah, we won't get into it.
Let's not talk about it.
What was it? I want to know what it is.
Laugh. Well, you saw it, Taking Back Sunday.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about it. So on the 29th, so let's go back to even before the swaps closed, I get this email.
Oh my God, we've got proof. This is it. Here it is.
Basically saying, hey, you really want to swap? We'll give you an extra 15 in credit if you swap. And preface to say that I am a subscriber of the Essentials, which means I was going to get Rocket to Russia. So here they are trying to bribe me with $15.
A big $15. Way to go.
Swap out my Rocket to Russia, which I've been waiting for since they announced it 3 months ago.
$15 right there, going down the drain, everybody.
You know what's interesting? It's in the in Vinyl Me Please. They've never had anything that's like below 30. So $15 is like jack shit, to be honest.
So I was like, something's going on here. If they are soliciting me to swap, mind you, sometimes they don't even send out the email. Hey, the swap window's about to close. Make sure you make your selections, right? This time they're like wanting me to swap. So I said, something is up. I think I texted both you and Jason. I was like, something's up here. I think they fucked up with Rocket to Russia. And sure as shit, some other members started posting that they had swapped to Rocket to Russia immediately and got an email. You can do the wah wah sound clip.
Hang on. I'm off the soundboard. Hang on a second.
Righteous bucks.
So they got an email.
How about a Jeff McCauley?
And basically saying, we're sorry that we may not be able to fulfill your swap. And you're more than welcome to select something else or get credit. I forgot what the email was because I didn't get it. So then all the comments on their Facebook page, the group of people being really pissed off and, disappointed, and others being, basically, you should have thought about it. Whereas people switch their selection much earlier, like, you can have the add-on track. So if you really wanted it, you should have added on the track and then just dropped it. So
that's it in a nutshell. And so Paul BK of Loyal is here, and I heard this happen to several people. I did listen to I listened to a live stream from yesterday, courtesy of the Wax, who called it the Jazz live stream. It was really hard to ascertain that there was Vinyl Me Please nuggies in a live stream called Wednesday Night Jazz Talk, but I found it. So I want to give full credit. He was first on the scene, and he mentioned that Paul, I guess somewhere had mentioned that he swapped to the Ramones, got a confirmation of the swap. This BK, Breakfast King Loyola. Okay. Swapped the Ramones, confirmation of the swap, then got a shipping notice for the Junior Wells title with no notification that they had swapped it on him. What a crock of crap.
That is even worse.
Filthy. Come on, Vinyl Me Please. We're going scorched earth on this one, and we've got so much more. This is just the latest F up. But before we get too further down the road, we're not even getting into the pricing increases yet. Let's rewind that tape a little bit. David Bianco. We've talked a lot about, we've talked some about Vinyl Me Please, and you've done some videos on your channel, because there's a lot of stickiness going on over there, and we're not going to get into the Spider-Man meme. There's a whole bunch going on, but let's run down just some of the specifics, the specifics. So if you don't know, Vinyl Me Please has been in operation since 2012, 2013, depending on who you ask. I've seen it all over the place. Even in the legal briefs, it says 2013, 2012. It's all over the place. But they're technically an LLC called Offbeat Ventures. This is all legal. If you want to find it, we've got so much show notes. Knock yourself out. And it was founded by Matt Fiedler, Cameron Schaefer, and Tyler Barstow. You'll hear some of these names probably later. Now, the lawsuit that happened, was it March? Technically, is when the skin got peeled off.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were actually at the Austin Record Fest on that Friday, and when we were notified, it kind of eked out that there was a lot of shady going on with the pressing plant. David's been to the pressing plant. We won't get into all that because it's unrelated entity, but it's fortunately mucky muck of what's going on. But there's just been so much, it's a small company. And there's been growing pains. And I want to be very clear that there's probably really good people that work there. I know Paulie Polemium, the customer service guy, awesome cat. I will never say anything negative about that guy. But some of these things going on. So, David, what can you tell us just from a very high level of Vinyl Me Please own the pressing plant, didn't own the pressing plant? Some people were acting like they owned the pressing plant. What can you tell us?
They had a vested equity interest in the plant, which gave them basically a seeding for the pressings that they needed to be the ones that would at least start the plant up and be the exclusive plant for making VMP releases. And as they grew capability and capacity at the plant, they could do work for others as well. That was kind of the vision, and that was where the money was being divvied up. And Dave Rollins was also an investor, and now he's the owner of the plant called Paramount now. He's full owner of it with, I think Gary's involved. Gary Sahlstrom has some share as well, because VMP found that the people that were involved in the pressing plant that were tied to their company, the VMP company, were doing some things they say they weren't aware of, the board wasn't aware of. Some of the money wasn't accounted for. Some was spent in ways that they didn't feel they approved, and that's what generated that particular lawsuit. So take that, and as part of that, then they're not going to be able to use that pressing plant, and they don't want to use it because they don't
Right.
want to be in court. So they try to align with RTI and I think Memphis Pressings to find other sources. But let's be honest, their whole business plan for 3 years was to move toward using that plant and having exclusive capacity. And so that rug getting pulled out from under them, which they they did it to themselves in the sense that, it was their people, but they basically, hit a dead end there, and all of the plans, I'm sure, for releases had to scramble. Now, the good news for them is pressing plants have capacity, which they didn't have. So that's really the 10,000 foot view of it. And the pressing plant, Paramount Pressings, has nothing to do with VMP anymore, whatsoever. Independent entity will be doing Dave Rawlings' initial new releases with his wife Jillian, which Bremer did a video with Dave, and so that's that. But VMP, their business plan, you look 3-year, 5-year business plans, they hit a wall.
Yeah, no, you raise a lot of good points, and that's a very kind way of saying it, David, because if you look in the legal briefs, and again, all in the show notes, we've got a lot of this stuff. So just recitating and reciting some of the stuff that I did and some pre-show research, but it felt like, or at least it's being contested, that it was basically Cameron Schaefer, CEO, Adam Block, CFO, and then the chief strategy officer, Rich Heilberg, who are kind of doing this on the side and using a lot of Vinyl Me Please monies and resources to continue to move the pressing plant forward. So, again, highly encourage you to get in. But it was done under the guise, and I think that at the time, I think the perception as a consumer was, Vinyl Me Please is opening a pressing plant, or Vinyl Me Please is intimately involved in a pressing plant, and that's because of capacity issues. But if you look in the legal brief, they were closely working with someone named Sarah Robertson. Sarah Robertson is the founder and CEO of A to Z Media pressing plant. And when I guess these guys talked to her about this idea, she told them that capacities were going to open up eventually. This is 2021-ish, 2020, when this was all kind of getting hatched out. And she told them that soon enough, capacities will open up at other places. In fact, she promised them, I think, 1.2 million units. And Jose's getting all the notifications. So get under the guise of now we'll control our own capacity was kind of a misnomer when industry-wide, and I think we're seeing it now. Here we are 4 years out of the pandemic. Capacities are actually, there's a lot of capacity, which we'll kind of talk about in a little bit relative to price. But a lot of interesting stuff going on when it comes to that. But wait, there's more. There's so much more going on at Vinyl Me Please. Let's talk about the price increase, because I know Jason. I think Jason was the first one to share this with me and Arnaldo. I don't know if you're that our little thread going on, but price increase. Now, this is nothing new for Vinyl Me Please. I'm going to give you some facts and figures from the Noticular Logule. So I've been a member since 2016. 2020, prices went up anywhere from 30 to 40%. Big price increase. I remember all the boards were very upset. I was very upset. A lot of people upset. 2023, 3 years later, price increase is about 10% up. And then Wednesday, Dark Wednesday, some Vinyl Me Pleasers. Is that really what they call themselves? Vinyl Me Pleasers said the current price increase is projecting 20% on average. Arnaldo, is that kind of where your math was at on it?
Was it a 30? You didn't write down my math.
Well, it depends. There's the different membership tiers. Listen, I'm leaning on you, my finance guru, to tell me.
Hold on. I messaged that to you guys.
All right. So escalating costs are a part of the equation. Are they as overstated or understated as some of these price increases? You decide. I think everyone will be unanimous in that answer.
They're consistent, if nothing else. They consistently keep raising their prices.
20% chance. 20%.
See, 20%, 2024, 20. You can't read my terrible chicken scratch.
You
So,
take good note.
thank you. So Rojas, what are your thoughts on this? Because I don't think you're a like ride or die vinyl me please. You'll jump. Are you like me? You jump in, something scratches your fancy, or if you got somebody who's a member and ask them to throw an ad on and throw you some shekels. What do you think from your vantage point, Mr. Rojas?
I was conned into this. I should have canceled that membership a long time ago. I just forget this time. I put a calendar invite to cancel this thing,
Yeah.
and then go on the VMP Discord and say, throw, what do you call it? Like a meme of, what is it? Jerry Maguire. Like,
Show me
I'm
the
done
money.
with this. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Who's coming with me? Right. And then
no one.
unsub,
They could be worth something one day. You never know, right?
Ooh.
Well, it's funny you say that, David, because there are some titles, and I'm sure some of the folks in the gallery have seen this. If you go to your local independent record store, you're often going to find Vinyl Me Please releases available.
They're all over Denver. They're all over the stores in Denver. I tell you that.
I mean, it's some wild stuff. Now, Jose, I know we've talked about the Chileno stuff before, but where do you think? I mean, does it make sense that a company in the last 4 years has raised their price 3 times? Jose, how does that make you feel? I know you buy a lot of records.
First of all, I want to say that I love this record with all my life.
What is that record?
I have like 4 other copies that I'm not going to show right now.
What is that record, Jose? Tell us, please.
It's the Lonesome Crowded West, second record by the magical band Modest Mouse.
Modest Mouse. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the one I just showed. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's why I showed it.
Okay, thank you.
Well, to be honest, the way I've used Vinyl Me Please through the years is that if I want one record, I either ask a friend. I mean, I'd be like, "Hey, here's some money," and they give me the record.
So you've never been. I've been.
I've been. But for example, the first time that I bought a record from them, it was a Spiritualized record. It was the Ladies and Gentlemen, We're Floating into Space, and it arrived horribly damaged because I subscribe to the International, which I know none of you have ever experienced, but they suck a shit because it means that it has to go to customs and it arrives here almost a month and a half later. So that's horrible. So that was before I had my P.O. box in the U.S. So that's a long time, like a month and a half. Like everybody was already like, this new record, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I got that one record. It got horribly damaged. Can I do Stunty's a comment quick?
Oh, please, hang on. I got to find this one.
This mouse is so Protestant. I thought David might have been Catholic. All right.
Wow.
So anyways, I want to say that
Jose, man of many talents. Excellent.
I thought it was horrible, right? And the shipping, everything. So I canceled it. And then sporadically, I bought some stuff. I remember when I bought the Fiona Apple one, right? The first time it came around.
It wasn't exclusive for a long time.
That's actually the first record I joined with. Then after about 2 years.
Hold on. I've been a member longer than you, Arnaldo. Tell me it's not so.
Fiona Apple was the first one I joined with. What year was that?
That was like 2019. 2019?
Wasn't it 2020?
2020?
2020.
No, I think it was 19 because
19?
I'm 60% certain. But what I would say is that I think I agree with Stunty what he said. I think that in the long time subscription-based platforms will only disappoint you because even if you are like new to buying records, you don't know most of these. You're subscribed to this either by knowing everyone or by knowing none. And sometimes, for example, maybe you'll talk about it a little later, but after the price increase and they're taking the rock and which other one? The rock and
country. Rock and country.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Rock and country.
Yes.
So they only have 3 now, right? And everybody was bitching about like now it's harder to maintain the willingness to stay on board because now there's like 3 records I don't like. At least with rock, it was like, well, it's rock, right? It's like I'm gonna like something, yes. So, for example, I like one of those records.
I don't know any one of them.
Yeah, so what I'm
I
going to
like
let me just walk this through. So it's been a big week over at the Vinyl Me Please headquarters. First, this Ramones debacle, then the price increase, then they just casually slip in the next releases for next month of classics, essentials, and hip hop. And I hear that one of these records is really good, but it's nothing that's my particular taste. Arnaldo, are you familiar with any of these things?
I'm not familiar with anyone.
Yeah.
Which is the one that you know?
The first one.
So that is the Eastern Moods of Ahmed Abdul Malik, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? But again, I think that it's a good record, but so justifying someone that doesn't know these type of records, it's harder, especially when you have, you know, a US based customer. Largest percent of your customers are in the US, and when they hear these type of titles, they immediately in their head be like, oh, I don't like world music, right? Which quote unquote, because I hate that name. And I think that either it's gimmicky and people are going to hate it because it's like, oh shit, maybe it's going to be interesting, I'm going to order it. Or they go into the suspicion that, well, anyways, because something that I find weird about Vinyl Me Please is that if you choose not to get one of these and get the money later on, for example, if your subscription is $38, right, or whatever it was before, when they put those records out for people to be able to buy them, they are $42. So what it means is that they charge you and they put you like, well, here's your money. You didn't choose anything, but you can't afford those records from the past or the ones that are coming.
They refund you based on, so if you have a yearly membership, right?
Yeah, but that's worse.
It comes down to $36 per record. So
yeah, but what I'm saying is
you're only going to get credit for $36. If you're on a 3-month or a 6-month, you're going to get the equivalent of what that month comes out to.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that's even better, because if you don't like it, you have more money that you can actually buy.
Exactly.
Because for example, if you want the Fiona record, it's not going to be 38, right? It's going to be 40 something. So if you pay the yearly one and you didn't choose one record,
right,
and you want to buy something else, you are going to have to pay more than the people that pay.
But here's the way I always looked at it.
You know,
out of so many, before there were 5 different tracks you could choose from. So in the event that my main and my rock selection was always the add-on, you can drop that whenever you want. And if out of the 5 records of that month, I didn't like any one of them, there were so many other records, either exclusive pressings, not necessarily part of any of the record of the months, that you can pick from, or you can pick from older record of the months. So
look at the backs.
In the end, I always found a way to, even if I didn't like the selection that I was picking, to find something that I like and I didn't have.
Agreed.
Like,
but you know what?
All the other Fiona Apple records that they put out, when they put them out, I don't think I was a member yet, or I missed out on them. And then eventually, whenever any record of the month came up that I didn't like, I swapped out for some of the other ones that got repressed. Yes, sometimes you have to hope that the records that you do want end up in the swap pool, and that's a little bit of a gamble at times. But there's times when they've given away entire box sets. Yeah, so, granted, probably no one wants. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, you make a really good point, because I think that was one of the big failings of many of this Ramon situation, because I don't know about you, I did not know that was going to be limited and they weren't going to repress it. Because look at the Black Sabbath Masters of Reality they did. They were very clear up front, because that went really quick. That was a few months ago. That went like nothing. But they were very quick to message, there you go, Jose, to say that we're going to repress more.
Yep.
With the Ramones, now there's a lot of other things that the estates are warring and licensing, etc. But they were never very clear up front, like, hey, there's only so many available. I saw Storff, who's one of the big messengers for the company. This was a direct quote. I'd like to quote, because I don't want to mess this up. but he was basically saying that the way they were talking about it, he said, we ordered similar amounts of Ramones to what we ordered for Black Moses, Joni Mitchell, and DMX. Based on the announcement reaction, quote, people complained about 2 Ramones, Milquo Toast, boilerplate about, quote, lost sounds found. We assumed we'd be fine. Given how many Joni, DMX, and Isaac we have on hand now, we especially thought we'd be fine. So what that tells me is they're so hyper-focused on that Discord server, which we'll get into their communication models in a second. They're so focused on those reactions of the Discord server that is informing their buying decisions. Is that it blows my mind because, again, we talked about it at the open. Ramones, Pink Vinyl, Ryan Smith, AAA, all these things. You would think this would be another home run title. Why were they not omnipresent to know there's probably going to be a rush on these? So Arnaldo's got the Ramones. Did anybody else look into the Ramones? I'm just curious.
No, I was not interested in that one.
Fair enough.
What I will say is that I think that by now they should realize that the rock section, which I don't understand why they're taking out. Maybe it's because they don't know like what to repress or whatever. But maybe they could have done it like every 2 months, right? And be cheaper or something like that. But I thought they were going into the right direction. For example, I thought that they were going to do like a quote unquote Latino one because they started doing a lot of Fania records and the Chalino records. There's now 2 of them.
Yep.
And I thought that was going to be like something. And to be honest, I thought that would have been great because the Chalino records sold out. And all the Fania records are good, and everybody bought them. So I think that they were doing it right. But when they say what you just said, that we printed out the same amount of records, they should know by now that if they're putting out the Ramones, worst case scenario, they can keep 1,000 more for the store, right? Then expect people to be like, oh no, it's the same with the Johnny Mitchell one. Because it's not. The Ramones
well, Jose, you don't know the background of the license. Maybe
no. Yes and no, but if they're saying
they
that
had a cap on the quantity, maybe the label only gave them a cap on the quantity and said
no, maybe,
5,000.
Maybe. But what Chance read, the way it sounds, it's saying we pressed the same, as in we didn't thought of anything. There were no other reasons except to think that we needed more. That's what they said. So and officially,
he came out to Arnaldo's point. If there was a cap, which there probably was, it probably was 5,000, 10,000, whatever. Just say so. That's fine. Because here's the thing: the thing about the exclusivity about Vinyl Me Please, it's okay to run out of things. Yeah. It's not okay not to communicate them, right? And especially because we're seeing this on the Rhino stuff right now. A lot of people are buying into the Rhino thinking it's exclusive, it's a finite quantities. Like again, Black Sabbath. It sounds familiar. Black Sabbath title, but then it comes back in because again, they're in the business of making money, more power to them. But the people who bought those first ones and then didn't get them and then went to the aftermarket and paid 2 to 3 times. Yeah, there he is.
Well, exactly. To your point, Chance, don't you think Vinyl Me Please wanted to press more to sell more? Obviously,
you would think
if they're saying, I didn't know that they're saying now that's not coming back, there must be another issue about the licensing that only granted them a certain number of quantity, like a certain quantity. But yeah, they're probably in the business of making money like everyone else is. And
more power
to them. I don't love to repress more of them.
Yeah, I think that's an established, but just be upfront with it, David. What are you going to say?
It's always time or quantity, the license. It's how long you can do it or how many you can do. Now, in the mix of all this, and we're talking about the titles, kind of being a little squirrely. Well, they lost their A&R person. I sent you that one, that legal thing, Chance. Mm-hmm. So the person that has set up everything that was coming out, 22, 23, isn't even there anymore. And she was really stellar. So I don't know what backfilled that, but we're starting to see some of the consequences of that too, I believe.
Well, one of them, as you said, the term also, besides the quantity, now the Fiona Apple, you can buy the Sony versions. I don't know if I did see one in a store and it doesn't have the same treatment in terms of like the Stoughton type, heavy jacket. and I don't even know if they're the same stampers. But for a while, VMP only had the exclusive copies of the Fiona Apple. So eventually, yes, they do end up back. They revert back, and the label can repress them.
Yeah, but to me, like, and I think that's what, as a consumer, that's what I was kind of eating up, was the exclusivity piece. Because if you remember, guys, they actually started with like a lot of these subscription-based models do. I'm talking Vinyl Moon, Magnolia, Bandbox, rest in peace. They start as a curation service, right? They're trying to offer new tastes and new music to the masses. And then Vinyl Me Please has kind of been the tip of the spear, because they've probably the largest. I think I read that at one point they're up to 20,000 as their subscriber model. Like, they had 20,000 subscribers. That's pretty good. One thing I read said 80,000, which I didn't find a corroborating thing. There's no way it's 80,000. But point being is, they're bigger than Vinyl Moon. They're bigger than Black Box Records. They're bigger than Magnolia. What I worry about, I brought up Bandbox deliberately, because Bandbox, are you guys familiar with Bandbox? So the issue with Bandbox was a subscription service. They had a lot more license deals, more on the independent artists, which is that's how Vinyl Me Please actually started. It was a lot more independent artists. Licenses are a little bit more easy to come by, etc. Bandbox basically closed up shop, and if you had credits, which a lot of people do, I know Steve Carlson had a shit ton of credits with Vinyl Me Please at one time. They just closed up shop, and they were not getting those credits. So that's something to be very cognizant on, because we're in the midst of a lot of moving parts of Vinyl Me Please, lawsuit, price increase, running out of titles, all these different things. People, like we were talking about, if you don't like the title of the month, you can bank that credit. There's a very real possibility that they could close up shop, and
you want to cash that credit like Vinyl Piper did.
Yeah,
he put a thing earlier that he bought a box set he's going to get, so he's going to get whole.
Yeah, so you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. I think the Gambler, Kenny Rogers, is famous for that one. But again, I who knows how long they're going to be solvent. I mean, David and I were kind of joking beforehand, but it could be the end of this year, it could be the end of 2025. Who knows, Jose?
I think that a good strategy that they could do, for example, with other services, subscription-based models, for example, is do anybody here knows Waxwork Records, the soundtrack guys?
Yep.
All right. So what they do is, at the beginning of the year, they tell you exactly all the fucking titles that they're gonna put out. Not all of them, but most of them, that go into like their bigger ones, most of the bigger ones, because they announce like new movies as they are released in theaters here. But what they do is they announce like 10 records, for example, and they're all like, here's a list. Do you want them all? Yes. So what they offer is that they're going to be cheaper for you, and they're going to have different color variants, and they put like some other stuff like giveaways or whatever, right? Slip mats or whatever, and then they sell the same records at a little higher price with a different type of color variant. And I think maybe that could be work for Vinyl Me Please if they start doing like, here's a list of the records we're putting out a year, and if somebody wants it, it's going to have a little extra. It's going to have the whatever this shit is that I never understand what it is. The art prints they put in the back, the prints they do in the back, different color variants.
Have the cocktail recipe.
The cocktail recipe. Yeah, so that's been a big change in our business. You used to get this unwanted cocktail recipe.
I tried to do the cocktail recipe for the Belladonna one.
Oh no,
that liqueur is impossible to find.
Huh. Yes, here's the one I used the one for it. La Hacha Pequeña. Here's the
Buena Vista Social Club. Yeah. I mean, and again, we're making light of it. I mean, it was a fun little idea to kind of differentiate.
Oh, by the way, I've said it before, but there's a booklet here in this thing, like in Spanish to English, and the translation is straight up bullshit. It's like it's horribly.
The English part or the Spanish part?
The English part. Yeah. The Spanish one, it's the original one, right? It's the original one. I mean, it's a nice booklet, but the translation is a little.
Jose, on that point about the bonus stuff, well, two things. One, I will give them credit. They've done a better job in the last few years of at least telling you what the next 3 months are going to be in terms of the selections. Now, obviously, like Arnaldo was saying, they were trying to cast a wider net. They had all these different tracks. First, it was just one. And then I think, was it the first one? Was it country? Was that the first track? And then it was rock. And so they've got the hip hop. I think they got to 5 different total ones. And clearly they've reversed course on that, because we said earlier, now they've pulled back rock and country and they're only offering 3 tracks.
Oh, and by the way, I just want to interject about, you were saying about the 3 when they would the 3 that I showed, or the upcoming ones for October.
Yep.
From the Discord channel, the person, like, if you click on that link where the person posted that what the upcoming title is for that specific track, the page is gone.
Oh no.
So, yeah. So you get the 404 error, and apparently someone must have cracked it, and all of a sudden they took it down because it was a little too premature, probably in light of the rise in subscription, and now these 3 bum titles, they're panicking, and they took down the link.
Well, it used to be fun back in the day, people trying to hack the PDPs. They used to give out clues about what the next titles were going to be. It used to be a little bit more interactive. Now, on that point, I'm going to cover up on 2 things. One, another thing that they've done, talking about communication, they've done a really interesting thing, because if you guys recall, or maybe you weren't members at the time, they used to have all the chitter chatter used to be on their own, like, message boards on the Vinyl Me Please website. They used to have that. Then they moved it over to a website called Needles and Grooves. Needles and Grooves. Has anybody been to that website? Still in existence. It's still out there. It's still a functioning message board, but they kind of partnered with them. I think it was probably to cut costs. Probably they didn't want to have to do the hosting on the site, etc. But then, Arnaldo, you kind of hit on what I was going to talk about, is now, from a communication lens, first they went to Reddit. They opened up a free subreddit, Vinyl Me Please, which, it's like any other message board on the internet. There's going to be fanboying and girling. There's going to be haters, gripe city, all that kind of stuff, misinformation. But the Discord one is the one that I'm really confused on, because that one, of any of their little communication vehicles, is a hot, molten dumpster fire. I mean, I need to pull out the oven mitt just to put my phone in my hand, because there is so much nonsense, and that is supposed
so
to
much
be
rudeness.
Well, there's so much courtness, and there's so much, it's really Paul, the customer service guy, which we'll talk about customer service in a second, and then Storf go on there. And that's their messaging vehicle. It's not direct emails. It's go to the Discord. And it goes back to what Storf said, I read earlier. They're so hyper-focused on that Discord as being their pulse of the business that it really seems, I understand maybe I'm an old, maybe Discord isn't really my love language. I am an old.
Do you know how many people were in the Discord service?
I mean, they have a decent amount of people. I don't know the numbers, Jose, off the top.
More than 10,000?
Oh, I don't know that much.
I can
Because
say,
if not, that's not a good margin, right? If there's like less than 1,000 people,
Yeah, that's not an indicator.
it's just not an indicator at all. That's like a horrible reason why to press something or not press something.
Oh, and by the way, I know you guys live on Twitter/X. Jason Rojas, when do you think the last time that they made a Vinyl Me Please post from that account on that platform? Just guess.
Since last year, I don't know.
December. They have not posted anything. And again, not that anyone's measuring your social media acumen, but again, in terms of a communication vehicle, last time I checked, that's a free platform to message and promote and do this. And now I don't do a good job of it for our stuff, but it's out there. But December of 2023. Now let's talk about customer service real quick, because again, I think Paul in customer service is a rock star. If Vinyl Me Please goes the way of Bandbox, I hope Chad or some of these other reissue labels pick him up, because he is great. But there's a lot of tumult going on in customer service. You guys and the folks at home may not know this, but I'm going to educate you, because that's what we do here on Surface Notes. We educate and titillate. And I bet you didn't know this, but this year, just a few months ago, there was a rumor that they fired the entire customer service team. Not true. But there was that volume of turnover, except Paul, it sounds like. They've been using a temp service for some time. The team that was employed there either resigned or they found, quote, real jobs. So I don't know what that means. I don't define a real job. They also began to start looking.
Probably like half time.
Yeah, they could have been part-time workers. That's true.
Part-time, yeah.
Then it was that at this point, the Vinyl Me Please decision makers looked at and I don't know if they're doing it yet, but they're looking at offshoring some of the customer service function. Because remember, Arnaldo, you may remember this. There was like this is probably June or May. There was like a customer service gap in messaging. Do you remember that at all?
Yeah.
Like no one was getting their stuff answered. It was around this time. That's why they didn't have people. It was poor Paul and nobody else. So they're doing the offshore thing, and they're also deploying an AI bot. So I don't know what that is. So from a customer service lens,
love me some AI.
AI, daddy, AI is in the house. So what a mess. So that's the customer
service. Video before it goes back up.
You know what? I'm gonna say that I think companies now, the more they put, the harder they make for them to speak to a real human being, the more I hate the company now. So
that's fair. That's fair.
Well, actually, I think that gap that you were referring to was
it earlier in the year?
Yeah, I don't know. It was filled very quickly because the last time I emailed customer service for replacement, they responded immediately. Basically, I think it was the Isaac Hayes. Yeah, I got a very quick turnaround.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the only thing that I don't like is that the file size of whatever you can upload is
very
so limited. So if you make a clip, because obviously you can't, at least I was always doing, because to show a warp, you have to show the video, right?
Sure.
And then sometimes if there's non-fill or other kind of like noise, you still got to do a video. So they always take up bigger files. And I was finding challenging sometimes attaching the file to the submission. But for the most part, I can't complain. They've always made up. Even when I've just asked, hey, my jacket arrived damaged, they shipped me the entire record.
Well,
so,
Arnaldo, were you a member? Because back years ago, they used to ship a replacement record sight unseen, right? I'm sure they keep a certain amount of stock, safety stock for those kind of things. But do you recall that they went through a period where, for quote, cosmetic issues, and I think 6 a.m. is.
Oh, they'd give you the $5 discount.
A big whopping $5 credit.
I complained. I was like, I want a record that looks what I paid for and that sounds what I paid for. I don't want $5. I don't want the story $5.
This isn't a Subway sub sandwich for $5. Okay, it was because a lot of their stuff was coming with seam splits, and it goes back to the mailers, which I could talk. I do a whole show about those mailers. They still have the worst mailers in the industry. But one more thing before we kind of move and transition into more Vinyl Me Please nonsense. That new Impulse box finally is shipped. Remember, it was announced maybe 18 months ago.
I totally forgot about it because I had to look. I was like, "What's in this box?" I don't remember it.
What's been a hallmark is again the overpromise, underdeliver. I was reading today, is doing some of this research. So people are getting them. I'm seeing videos about them, and people are happy with them, etc. More power to them. Apparently, they were supposed to include, like what Jose was talking about, a little something in the way of apparently some socks or something. And I know you guys are going to find this hard to believe. They didn't have the socks in the Impulse box. Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
That's socks.
So I know the number one fashion Impulse for the Impulse socks, they're just not going to be a follow through. So anyway, I just thought that all of this information coming out at all this time, it's almost like it's like a bad dream. I think it's a bad dream for a lot of the Vinyl Me Please.
What about international?
Oh, well, David, but wait, you're burying the lead. So then this week is just full of the great announcements. We just talked about the pricing thing. Just for folks who, if you just don't know, just to let you know. So right now, a 12-month membership, and we'll talk about some of the tchotchke promos they've run this year too. But 12-month membership right now, $435. The new price is $529. Arnaldo, the quick math on that is what, $80? Almost $100. Yeah, it's $90. So you're almost.
What is it?
Yeah, so it's going up $100 annually.
Yes.
Your 6-monther, which used to be $474, looks like, is
And
now.
how much is the 1 month one?
Oh, hang on, we're gonna get to that, my friend. So 6 monther was $474. Now we're at $558. A 3 monther was $512. Now it's $596. And then a 1 monther, which a lot of people do. I do that because I come and go. It used to be $46. Jose, you better put some money under the mattress tonight, buddy, because it's going to be now $54. $8.
Wow, how much?
$54. So when you add in tax and all that good stuff, here Jason's got the grid here.
You can go fuck themselves. I'm not gonna pay $54 for that piece of shit.
You're talking about almost $60 coming in.
That's
we call that landed. $60.
Look, what's happening here is that now, if a title, it's a big piece of shit, right? If you don't actually won the record, it's gonna be a $50 record. That's a garbage. You give me 54 and I give you a record you don't won. Like I will give $54 for this record here, right?
So John Bandy's here and he says, I skeet shoot all of my Vinyl Me Please returns to video. The DEI workers especially appreciate the sound of a shotgun on vinyl. That's impressive. And then 6 a.m. 6 a.m.'s channel talks about Vinyl Me Please a lot. And in hindsight, probably would have been good to get you on this day, so I apologize. But yeah, $60 for a record you don't get to choose. Again, $60 for a record, folks, that you don't get to choose. Now, you can possibly swap, but then you run into this Ramones thing. So you, in theory, can swap, but can you really swap?
You know what's worse? Imagine you buy a record, right?
Yes.
And I think what they could do, it's like when I buy like something here in Mexico, like tortillas, and they put gluten-free. Of course, it's gluten-free. It's fucking corn, right? So I think the Vinyl Me Please could potentially put everything as audiophile now. Put a huge sticker there, just as audiophile, because I think they've never done that, right? Even if they put like AAA, whatever, I think they haven't put like audiophile version.
Sure.
So next time they're gonna bump up the prices, I'm pretty sure they're gonna put this is now an audiophile, a subscription service, and they can charge $60 for the thing, because they're like, well, that's what normally the audiophile versions are worth.
Well, Rhino charges $40. They tell you it's limited and it's numbered.
This is $40.
and then they still sell it to you for $40 when it's not numbered and when it's not limited.
Well,
See,
this beauty right here,
model.
this beauty right here, number 217, right?
So Jose's showing up the Lou Reed MoFi record. Jose is a what we call a shill for mobile fidelity, it seems. Jose,
Love me that digital step. That digital step. No, for real. I think that digitally enhancing some stuff, it's a beauty.
I don't have a super big problem with it. So David raised a good point, and that's one thing we haven't touched on because it really doesn't affect us, but it does affect other people in the vinyl community, and that is the international piece. And there was a wonderful, so as part of this messaging potpourri, the potpourri that's going out with the price increase email this week, the Ramones fiasco over the weekend, and people getting swapped out even though they didn't know it, and the $15 pretty please swap so we don't have to do this to you. Email comes out again for Matt Fiedler, co-founder. He I hope he's getting a big check this year because he's got to be the messenger for some really bad news. And part of the bad news potpourri is no more international business. Now I've seen it kind of, you know, some people are saying like they actually follow that up with a list of countries they're not shipping to. So again, the messaging is all over the place, but
they're getting rid of the international one.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes.
But you know why is that, right? Because the experiences I've had and people that I know that used to buy international, first of all, it's like already like $15 more per month just for the shipping.
Right.
So that means that so for example, if it's 50, what you said the new price for the 1 month?
54.
54.
Yep.
So those $4.50 or $5 are for shipping, right? Or if you want to call it that, right? But they don't tell you. It's like when they tell you it's all inclusive, right? And then of course it's like this and this and that. So internationally, I think they probably got to the point that they got so many complaints for shipping that it's just hard to keep track of. So I don't blame them for that, but they could do something about it, or just tell people like, hey, we're not responsible for international mail.
So I got to read this part. Sorry, Jose, to cut you off, but in terms of Matt in this email, and I won't read the whole thing to everybody, but it's out there on the interwebs. But he talks about the shipping costs and the margin, how that degrades their overall profitability. Get it? But this was my favorite line. Did you guys read this? Because this is there any public relations people in the audience? Because this is a masterclass in tomfoolery, if you ask me. It says, after exploring numerous solutions, we found that every alternative would either greatly increase costs for our international members or compromise the service you've come to expect from us. Ultimately, we decided that discontinuing memberships to international members was the best choice for both you and Vinyl Me Please. I mean, that's like getting a shit sandwich and being like, you want another? Because this is all you're getting. Unbelievable. Yeah. So
it's really bad bedside manner, It's really.
I mean, to be told that this is the best for you, because again, like Jose said, the international shipping charges suck, and I think both sides can agree. The customers can agree with this. VMP can agree with this. But then to try to spin it that this is actually in everyone's best interest to no longer ship international, but they're still going to continue to try to use independent retail stores in the States to liquidate inventory. I mean, again, the decision tree it's out of
the word liquidate is a key word given where they're at.
Intentional use. I'm glad you picked up on that, David, because then you got to talk about, with all these things going on, you got literally a lawsuit. You've got alleged mismanaged funds. You've got now you've got a cost increase that they're clearly passing on to the consumer. Michael Fremer record is always a welcome sight, especially in such a serious topic. We do have to bring this up.
Michael Fremer, what should they do? Beetlejuice as the next VMP CEO. Jason Rojas is VP of VMP.
No, I think they should do that album.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's the one they should do.
Double 45.
It would be called Vinyl Me Postmortem.
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey.
I think that in the case of international, I think that, again, most people, they're already paying more for their subscription. We're okay with it. So I think it's a little bullshit on their part to say, like, it's going to cost you more. Yes, but some people are going to pay it.
Did I hear the word margins in that explanation?
Yes.
Yes.
You never. That's a problem right there.
Yeah, when
shipping
you're
isn't really something you would make margins on. That I'm
Correct.
Sorry. That's yeah.
No. But I'm saying, like,
can I just say one thing?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Their prices include shipping, right? So they're just
that's what I'm saying.
passing it. They're just passing it on to you.
Yeah, it's in the price.
It's an all-inclusive,
Yeah. So when we're talking
but international,
when we're talking about 50, whatever you said, the monthly
54.
is going to
54.
That's only if you buy the monthly. If you buy the yearly, it comes out to 44.
Right.
Tracks your average in the United States media mail anywhere between, depending on where you are, $6 to $8, right?
Right.
Fair. Yep.
That's media mail. So subtract $7 from 44, you're down to 37. 37 for the type of release is really not that much more, because you're still getting a premium release that's on,
that's true in the US.
Cardstock and, supposedly an audiophile release, blah, blah, blah. So we're really not far from, the market. But I will say one thing that, and I know this because my company has given VMP some exclusive titles to press. The price that they negotiate and buy from, because they end up paying, at least with us, they don't have a license, because it's usually, I I want to say like it could be like a frontline, like a new release that they want to do a special color variant,
Sure.
or like the Joe Baton and the South Soul that they did. I think recently they did the Chromeo as a special color. They will do a certain number of units at a negotiated price, which the price they negotiate at, let's just say, is $40. I've seen that record listed on their site for an upcharge margin. So they're making a very healthy margin, because on top of what they ask us to negotiate what the retail price, the MSRP, is going to be on their site, they tack on their additional margin. So I want to say a $40 record for them probably costs $7 plus the $7 in shipping.
And that's even going to the different, because they're doing pressing plant relay right now. I think they're doing a lot of GD stuff.
And that's not including any other type of fee that they owe the record label.
Sure. Well, guys, we've talked about Vinyl Me Please for an hour now. Yep. Congratulations.
Please stop.
I think it's time, because I'm seeing the crowd. The crowd's getting restless.
I know. They're going to start throwing peanuts at us.
Yeah, I don't want them to throw those bad mailing boxes at us. I don't want them to try to give us a Sam Hunt record or some of these wonderful titles that Please is known for presenting to the masses. But we're gonna put a pin in this one. But before we do, I want to get last thing I'm gonna ask the dais. David Bianco, how long do you think Vinyl Me Please survives? Estimate. We're gonna document this, and then we'll revisit it should Vinyl Me Please meet its demise.
I don't know that they will be around at the end of 2025.
All right, that's what we're talking about. Arnaldo, do you care to put a line in the sand, a predictor, sir?
1 year.
1 year. Okay. All right. Jason Rojas, do you have a Rojas-Stradamus prediction on Vinyl Me Please?
VMP, if you're watching this right now, Beetlejuice as your CEO, me as your VP, we're going to hire Mazzy. We're going to burn that company down to the ground. We're going to turn the vinyl pressing plant into a skating rink and call it like a stunty skating rink. I don't know.
Jason, did you know that Mazzy was at the last Waltz?
I need to see the ticket stub. I don't believe any.
Oh my gosh, Mazzy, out there, you're taking strays. Mazzy, you're still here.
Where's my hero?
Left. He went over to Westman.
He probably did go over to Westman's show. So
he's probably sitting there with the like this,
with the cocktails and the.
Hang on.
Here he is. He's here.
He just showed. This is amazing. Norman Maslow, a new channel. If you're not familiar, get familiar. It says Jason and I working together to kill anything.
That's right.
Maybe.
So, Mazzy and I, VMP 2025, we'll be reissuing that Fremer record, double 45, the biggest box that you can ever get.
Single-sided 45 RPM version, the huge box.
Wow, this is it. And then Jose, can you give us an indicator? When do you think Vinyl Me Please will breathe its last breath of songs?
I think they're gonna drastically change. I think what they're probably going to do is just.
We've got an optimist in here. Look at this. Here he comes. Optimism.
Well, I think that they should either just become a store that have exclusive pressings, and perhaps a subscription to color exclusives, which they already sort of do, I guess, if you want to say that, right? And just keep reissuing stuff and do drops in case, like, instead of like subscriptions, because I think that way they could, I don't know, change it a little bit more than just having whatever the fuck this is. Because I think for real, when they had 5 channels, it was way better and easier. I never understood why they didn't have just a straight up hip hop, jazz, rock, and maybe even one day like classical music. They could have done something like that and a little more for everyone. But taking out something as, like rock, it just doesn't make any sense. I think most people are just there for rock in general. Anyways,
Yeah. Well, Brian from Fort Worth speaks for many of us when he says, I think they're already breathing their last breath and choking. Now that's a really tough picture to visualize. But I've only got one more drop that I'd like to impart on our panelists, and then we're going to get into the freestyle. But to put a bow on this one, there's the great actor. His name's Nick Manning. Don't Google him on your work computer, but he's known for some great drops, and I just got to share a couple with you right now.
Oh, yeah.
Final me, please.
Oh, dropping fucking loads all over your fucking glasses.
Final me, please. One more for you.
Oh, yeah, dropping loads.
You can't top Nick Manning drops. I'm sorry, you just can't. Anyway, all right. Well, I want to thank the panelists, my dais, straight chasers. We're going to get to the freestyles, so stick around. I don't want you to go over to that other live stream who's trying to sabotage us every day. No, I'm just kidding. Again, David Bianco, thanks for joining us. The channel Safe and Sound Texas Audio Excursion.
Thanks, Chance.
Arnaldo, thanks for joining us. The channel Fidelius_frequency. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Concert Buddy. Oh, and thank you always for mentioning your guest's channel. Very important.
Yes.
We need to talk to the home office. Is that what you're telling me? And then Jose Moreno. Sometimes he's Ron, sometimes he's not. Jose, it's always good to have you on the program, sir.
Thanks for having me. And remember, everybody, tomorrow is Bandcamp Friday. So fuck Vinyl Me, please, and buy some independent labels records. Thanks.
I hear that
including David Gilmour. David Gilmour's got one coming out on Bandcamp
And
tomorrow.
fuck David Gilmour.
Wow. Here we go. I would be remiss to say that there's a wonderful label on Bandcamp called Aurora Central. I'm the vice president of logistics and packaging and customer service on Sundays. And then Jason Rojas.
Thanks for having me on, Concert Buddy. I want to thank Jose for making me buy this.
Oh, no. This is
record.
where our friendships end. Oh, God.
Look at this lady. She's like wondering, why am I on the cover of a Lou Reed record? I'm wondering.
Lou Reed MoFi record has made its way onto the program. It's a terrible way to transition, but we're going to do it anyway.
And all fuck right. Analog Africa. All right, thanks.
Wow, Jose is just going.
Oh, I actually like them.
Damn. All right, and boom. Okay. All right, guys. Freestyle. Let me load it up. Freestyle for me. Freestyle for you, Jason Rojas. You just recently moved a ton. Is it safe to say shit ton? Is that a metric unit of measure? Tell us about it. That apparently, if you haven't been following along at home, Jason Rojas has a ton of records in an alternate location, which he's going to show us some pictures here. It looks like how many boxes you had to approximate. That's probably 40 boxes. Is that safe to say?
Yep, 40. Maybe you fit 60 each in a box, right?
Wow. 2,500 records you brought over.
Yes, and shout out to Chris Vinyl Piper. He told me he would pay $2.5K for it, so $1 each.
Oh, generous guy.
Lowballing.
Well, how many did you leave behind?
Leave behind?
Well,
No.
Got rid of. How many did you sell to your dealer?
6 boxes.
Oh, only 6 boxes. Okay.
Yes.
Hey, to be clear, when he says dealer, we're talking about records. There's no narcotics or weapons exchanges here. So thank you. Just want to be very clear. We're a peaceful program on here. So Jason, does this mean that you have all of your records now under one roof?
Yes.
Wow. The people.
And that roof is America, right?
In one state.
Yes.
Incredible.
So if you're ever in Austin,
what's the temperature out there in Austin?
Yeah, if you ever want to
You're
visit,
in Austin, you want to rob a place.
amazing records,
Jason, what's the temperature right now in your garage? Just be
it's
careful.
probably a good 74, 75.
Okay.
Those records are getting flattened by the minute.
Oh no, Jose, don't ruin this day. I mean, he literally.
That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. Flattened.
He just traversed across country with some of the hottest records out there. I'm sure he's got them all primed and ready.
Jose was asking me to show this.
I can't show this. Come on, this is a family program. I can't show that.
We'll show it back here, right? So
yeah, that's fair enough. Jose, don't show it too close. There you go. That's good enough.
But Jose was like bragging that he had a track, but he has like the Polydor. I'm like, step up, bro. Step up. Come on. Now.
No.
Yeah, but this shit didn't cost me a dime,
Well, it probably cost Jason only 5 dimes, right?
That's right. That's right.
Jason was quick to acknowledge the price. I did pop in for the live stream. Was it Friday or whatever day it was, where he's flexing some 99-cent sweetness and making us all feel bad for his 30 years in the game, where the rest of us are going to have to pay much more than 99 cents for that Gil Scott Harris pieces of a man.
I will say that this actually sounds really good. I originally traded to get something else, but I'm going to keep it. Oh, what happened to
You
you?
lost Concert Bunny.
All right.
So we got that going for us.
It's only fair, right? He probably like
He's
some
converting.
NFL
He's going to restream, not going off StreamYard.
Now you have 2 there. What do you need 2 for, Jason?
Well, it's just like celebrating that Dizzy auction where the Elvis Presley record disappeared. So I have them. So I'm just flexing it right here.
Are they both the same edition, same year?
I believe so. Like the thing is, you can tell by I think the Just Because credit. I think, or is it? Yeah. One of them says PD on the label. The other one actually credits the songwriters. Wait, did Concert Buddy just leave? Oh.
he
Yeah.
left. He was like, "Fuck these Elvis."
I think VMP got him.
Listen,
I know, right?
listen. I'm
Sabotaging.
telling you, this show is so controversial, and I saw Steve Carlson's here, so I'm so excited Steve's here. But this show is so controversial. We've got people moving their live streams to Thursdays. We've got people not shipping my pre-orders, and now we've got people taking me out of StreamYard. Can you believe this? This is what Surface Noise is. We're the program for the people, and now they're trying to take me out. So you just saw it here first. Or my internet crash for a second. That gave David plenty of time to finish that Sonic milkshake he's got. So Jason, what are you showing the masses?
We're just flexing Vertigo, Black Sabbath. Let's just flex it.
This is the Venice Beach episode. There's just going to be so much flex. Where's the baby? Anyone bring baby oil? We need some baby oil for all this flex.
Novice Nick, you got any lubricant?
Oh shit!
Different thing.
Damn.
Different thing.
Damn.
I'll be very clear on
I've never shared
Yeah.
my lube with anybody.
Well, I'm just a little far behind here. I finally got the greenie that everyone was raving about.
Oh, Arnaldo, congratulations for
We're
joining
going to
the
do the ultimate test here. Yeah.
So you haven't listened to it yet, or what's going on?
No, I have not. I had to process it, Chance.
Oh, excellent.
It
Listen,
needed
that's
to be
one of my.
cleaned. I had to process it.
You know what a big fan I am of processing. It's
Clean it. That's for sure.
This is my tribute to Sticker Mania. Here's like a bad
Oh no.
peel job.
Oh man.
That's not very appealing.
Oh
right there.
man.
I know.
What did
I
they
think I
do to
paid
that?
$50 for this. You know.
What bus
Whoa.
stop room did you find this one in? This is terrible. Holy smokes.
I can you salvage that at all? You think you can salvage that?
Sure. Yeah. I'll just host an auction. You know.
Wow.
Yeah. It has a beautiful 50 on it. So.
I know.
There is a well-known member of the VC that probably could work wonders with that.
Yes. Yes.
That's actually where my head was at. How's the record first? Let's start there. Is the record worth?
Nobody gives a fuck about a record, like the actual record. Nobody's ever gave a fuck about a record.
Same with the
They don't like
record.
this cover. You know.
Wow.
Yeah. It has a record. Like nobody gives a fuck. It could be a
Unbelievable.
G plus record.
This is
Nobody-
the only case where you do play the cover. No one cares about the record.
Yes.
This is the only case where you play the cover.
Is it a stereo? Nah, fuck that shit.
This and the Michael Fremer record are definitely cover leaning releases. I agree with that 100%.
Well,
So
you know what
Jason,
they say, right?
Jason, did you pull any muscles? Did you hurt yourself? Because we need to
Be
file
specific.
a vinyl community insurance claim if need be, because it was quite a trip. What were the highlights of, because you didn't stop and shop, you just stopped and got on. What were the highlights of moving so many records for you?
Just trying to get it done. You know, I was laser focused. I had a few friends that gave me a hand. I packed all the records, and then we just think got a shout out to my 3 friends. You know.
Hey, you can name drop. It's okay. We
Did they
know you
ride
got-
up there with you?
No.
I'd have
did-
rode up there with you. I didn't get an invite. Damn.
Oh,
Wow.
man. You would have
Man.
had fun, maybe. You would have had too much fun.
Too much fun. Yeah.
Yes. You would have been like,
Yeah.
I
Those
didn't know you
Satan,
had
those Satan
this.
records. I'm trying to get those.
So all the
Tell us
records
about
have been
the journey.
reunited.
So
Oh, yeah.
you flew there, right?
Yes.
And then you drove back with a U-Haul?
Yes.
Wow. How long did that take?
I think the U-Haul, that trip from Ohio to Texas took about 16 hours.
Yeah, but depending what part of Ohio. Yeah.
Did you stop at one of those huge corn shops in the middle of Texas?
No, I did not. Just
The
I
biggest
did stop
bar
by
involved.
this place. You know, I had to. You know.
Oh, you did? Well, that's for gasoline and some of the
Lucky.
great.
I know that squirrel. I know that squirrel. That's Mickey Mouse. I know that. I know that guy.
Caddyshack 2024.
Oh, it's the Caddyshack doll. Yeah, yeah. Cinderella. The Cinderella story.
It's a Cinderella story.
There's no
you
anatomy.
Here you die.
Did you stop at HEB on the way?
No, I get. Do that.
You know, I live close to 2 HEBs, so
Oh,
you gotta-
Jose.
Ooh, competition.
Yeah.
you gotta be
Who
close to it.
wants those Jose Moreno bucks? Anyone? HEB. Yeah, Jason would like send pictures from the road. I'm like, oh, he's like, oh, I'm stopping in Memphis. I'm like, oh, you should go to Goner, Shangri-La. He's like, no time. Must get.
Well, he already had like 2,000 records in the back of his car, you know.
Right. It wouldn't
He
have
didn't
mattered.
need any more.
Yeah, like they would have been like, do you need any more records? I was like, no, dudes, I don't need
You know,
any.
and
Selling or buying?
you know, Jason, if he ever wants to get rid of some horrible floor bending weight
here it
of
comes.
records, you know,
Here it comes. Jose.
that poor board of unflattened ground he lives in, you know, if he ever needs to get rid of some velvet
Jose is straight shilling. Shilling ain't easy. He's got Bandcamp Friday tomorrow. He's the new MoFi rep. He's the MoFi Monterey rep. I mean,
I also got this.
Oh yeah, I saw your picture. So So what
Nice.
is that? And tell us the story.
I had a record a guy wanted that was maximum worth like $30.
Oh, you just ripped somebody off. Oh my god.
And the guy was like, well, you know, I don't have any Led Zeppelin records, but I have this shit. And I was like, what is that? And I was like, I know it's that. All right, I'll get that. And when I left, I was like, all right, this shit is worth something. But I came over.
So Jose is showing up walking into Clarksdale. It's a Page Plant production. And that's probably what, 94, 95?
I have absolutely no idea.
Oh my God.
It's 1998. 1998.
There's so many Led Zeppelin fans who are sad right now.
But I mean, if anybody here is interested, you know, and support a little independent,
I'll give you $30 for that, Jose.
Fuck it, no.
So
No, I did trade something
here's
else.
the thing. No, we got to rewind to what was it, 2 episodes ago, when
Okay.
Jose gave us the whole, oh, it's okay, I don't mind making a profit if I don't make a profit when I trade a record. You just ripped some guy off.
I know, humanitarian.
Yes, this good Samaritan.
No, I
of
didn't.
trading.
No, I didn't, because by my own rules, he bought it when he came out, so he bought it at like $30. You know.
Yes, but that's his rule, not your thinking. So how about you just traded, right? You just traded a $30 record.
Well, I can trade it for something less. If anybody here has something
But
I
you
want.
said you gave up something that was worth $30. I'll give you.
I could have traded for this Psycho record.
I'll give you something that's worth $50 if you give me that record.
I'll trade you for some VMP records, right?
Oh, perfect.
Well, if you have something I don't have, if you don't you have that Sony Sharrock Vinyl Me Please one? If you have that one, I would trade it.
Ooh.
I know that Sony Sharrock record I'm talking about.
So I can trade the Plant and Page for the Sonny Sharrock.
Yes, you can. And you paid originally $30.
Hang on, we're taking offers. So Vinyl Piper, he said, I'll trade you for some Vinyl Me Please Dolly. Remember Vinyl Me Please Parton?
I don't. But
It's coming soon to your local independent record store.
soon,
I've already seen them pop up. If you look online, you're already seeing them. They're starting to.
Wait, Chance, are you gonna tell me you didn't buy the 9 months in production Barbie Vinyl Me Please soundtrack?
I'm gonna take that one to the grave, literally, Jose. I'm not gonna tell a soul that I took the 7-disc Barbie soundtrack. I mean,
Did you bought the Ken or the Barbie version? That's what I want to know.
Hang on, we've got some bids coming in. Mad Vinyl's got $3. BK's coming in at $4. So
I could have give it to Peter, but he hates me, so
Oh man.
So maybe five.
So did anybody? So I had on the show notes about doing the Press Me Please. Did anybody have any suggestions for that?
Yes, before everyone else pulls it out.
Oh, whoa! Pull it out. Hang on a second. Here we go. All right, Arnaldo.
Because I know everyone else is probably going to pull it out.
All right, Arnaldo's up. Let's go.
I am tired of seeing counterfeit copies and bootleg copies at record stores.
I've never seen a bootleg copy of that shit.
Oh my God! In New York, I go to a store and there's always a bootleg copy on there.
So Arnaldo,
isn't the label re-releasing that here in the next 2 months?
Yeah, that was supposed to be in June. Now that they even have a hit off of it that resurrected her career, which didn't need to be resurrected. Please repress Tracy Chapman so I could stop seeing all the bootleg copies around.
All right, so if those in the know, we just have a plea from Arnaldo. Stop. Press to Tracy Chapman. Put bootleggers out of business because counterfeits don't counter on anybody. I appreciate that. All right, so this segment, and we're going to say, the Vinyl Me Please stuff ran a little long, admittedly. That's a hot topic. And like I said, there's other live streams talking about it, but they're not talking about it like we do. The research and the acumen and the testicular fortitude we brought to the discussion. But we have another thing. That's a spins thing. I don't know why he did that. So a little segment called Press Me Please. So Arnaldo kind of gave away the lead, but essentially, and I'd love to hear some folks in the gallery throw up some recommendations too, but talking about titles that are long overdue for the wax treatment, long overdue for being on our turntables. Now, this could mean something that's never been on vinyl. This could mean something like the Tracy Chapman that was on vinyl a long time ago, and it needs it. So I'm going to start with David. You want to start with this one, or Arnaldo? Do you want to start? I guess
I already started. You already started. I started. Chance, wake up.
Well, hey, listen. I had a couple before. Okay, I say. All right, David Bianco, do you have any recommendations for Press Me Please?
Any recommendations for Press Me Please?
So David, here's the scenario. They call you up. They said, "Excuse me, is this international Playboy and sex symbol David Bianco from the channel Safe and Sound Texas Audio Excursion?" Yes, it is. What we have the ability to press any record that you could ask us, and it used to be that thing you do soundtrack, but we've checked that one off the list.
Yeah.
What? And then we poo-pooed on it because it didn't come out the way we wanted. Not me. I'm just quoting someone else.
Agreed. So David, what would you like to see on vinyl and soon?
I'd say this is one that I'm looking to see reprint.
Ooh, that's the good shit right there.
Tell visually impaired folks, what are you holding up there, David?
Rodney Dangerfield Back to School soundtrack,
Wow. And why is this special to you? Is it because of the triple Lindy, or why is this special to you, David?
The Dead Man's Party by Oingo Boingo is what really gets me going on this one. And then Rodney singing Twist and Shout, of course,
So that's on the soundtrack? No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like it.
Kurt Vonnegut is in that movie.
Yeah. And I will tell you guilty pleasure album that I'd like to see get audiophile treatment.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Okay, I know I'll get a lot of shit for it, but I'm going to say it because I think it's a well-engineered and well-recorded album. Is Christopher Cross' self-titled album.
Wow. I can't say I'm mad at that one.
Which one is that one? I don't know that one. Which one is
Christopher Cross?
That's the green cover, right, David?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, pull it. Mars, Christopher Cross.
Does it have?
Can I say that I love a gatefold 7 inches? Thanks. That's it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So while David's looking at, we got some great ideas here. We got Kendall, the spin doctor, Danzig. Yeah, any of the Danzig stuff is long over. Do you want to talk about bootlegging, Arnaldo? Any of the Danzig catalog is like it's boot central. Oh, hang on. Yeah, Norman Maslow comes in. Repress
Already had them. I had them already lined up.
I've seen that record before, huh?
Yeah, that record looks very familiar, Arnaldo.
I've held that record before.
Chance, this looks familiar.
Yeah, it looks very familiar. I think it might have been one of the best kept records of 2024. I don't know. You tell me. I don't know.
I love the fact that I just gave it to Chance. Like now, here, send it to Arnaldo.
No, so the reason why the reasoning behind my choices, apart from the Tracy Chapman, which still commands around $60, which is expensive for a record that people used to like just pass by in the bins. These are very expensive records and should be in print.
Yeah, so you got.
Yeah, I don't know why. Do you know the reason why they haven't been? Because he has like 1,000.
I can't disclose any more information about it. I have inside information, but I cannot disclose.
That sounds like it's
otherwise. Jose, would I really pay that amount of money if I knew it was coming out?
Yes.
Probably yes, because I have to collect every version of it.
You would, yes, you would.
But in a good one. All right, David Bianco's back. This is the record he's talking about. Christopher.
Oh, it's the Pingüino Rodriguez. That one, right? You know that one?
Ride Like the Wind. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, are you talking about Ride with the immortal Michael McDonald? That is one of the.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
It's not that one though, right, Jose?
No, with my friends, that record used to be our plate when we used to roll joints in college. That Chuck Mayon, yeah, that one is just like for real. That would be.
Wow.
What version is that? Audiophile series. What is that, David?
That is what we call a Canadian MoFi. These are releases that were done with Stan Ricker through JVC and a lot of them didn't get licensed through MoFi, but they did out of Canada.
Got it.
So if you look at these, you look at them, they're translucent. They're just like MoFis, but usually cheaper. And they're selections that MoFi never got. Like even in the quietest moments.
Didn't they got that one?
I'm sorry?
Didn't you show a MoFi of that?
I do. I have a MoFi of this also, yeah.
So they did have a few of them.
Yeah, they did. They did in that case. Yeah.
All right.
Amazing. We've also, there's some good recommendations here in the gallery. I'm trying to sort
out. Hey, here's your little trivia thing. So Michael McDonald was used on one of the hits that he had, right? And his background vocals. Then they wanted to use another single release that was called I Really Don't Know Anymore. And Michael McDonald's management said they couldn't release it as a single because his voice was on it, and they didn't want Michael carrying the water for Christopher Cross on another single. So,
as he should. Michael McDonald is a national treasure. I mean, let's just be honest.
I don't think it was his doing. It was his management. It wasn't his doing.
Well, listen, Michael McDonald's from our area here in the Midwest.
I call him the Shaggy DA. Hey. Shaggy Dog.
David, you can call him what you want, but you can't call him broke because he got all that Doobie Brother money. I tell you.
He's great.
Now hang on a second. Vinyl Piper's request is for a Van Halen 1984 Craft One Step. I don't know about that. We're gonna we might have to revoke your VC privileges on that one. There's another one. Aphrodite's Child 666 box was announced recently. Can't wait for that. That's a little bit better. We got Tony D in the place to be. Tool 10,000 days. Okay, well, all right. I would have thought that Enema would have been the one. Now hang on a second. Arnaldo, are you flexing? What are you showing off here? Oh my God!
Michael Fremer.
No, that's frickin' Santa Claus.
Arnaldo, when did you meet Grandpa, and what is he doing in that photo?
It was a few years ago. Really nice guy. Very nice, down to earth.
Obviously.
Yeah, very nice.
For those that are visually impaired, who was that?
Oh, that was Michael McDonald, Grandpa. Yeah.
Yeah, his grandpa.
It was Michael McDonald.
Yes.
He didn't really look like him to
Oh,
me.
really? You didn't recognize him?
No,
He
I
just came from-
recognized white hair, and
No, he looks exactly the same. Like he
it's the
like,
glasses probably that are
Wow.
throwing me.
no, he looks exactly the same. Like
I always thought his face was a little, wider, fatter than that.
David, we're not gonna
That's
take on any Michael McDonald shaming on this program because Michael
Well,
McDonald.
they say the camera makes you look 10 pounds bigger, so I guess that was it.
Well, when you're an immortal legend like he is, he can carry all the weight he wants. His midsection, his booty hole, it don't matter to me. He's awesome.
Oh, jeez.
Daniel Adams comes in. Alice in Chains tripod. I'm seeing that one pop up a couple times. That one, I don't know what the delay is. They've reissued about anything else in the Alice in Chains catalog. That'd be a good one. John Bandy. Now this
what record I'm looking for that I would trade it for this record?
Oh well,
Do tell, Jose.
It's that
Lulu.
It's this
no,
record.
no,
Wow.
it's the Blind Melon record, Nico, that they put out. Analog Spark put it out. The
rest in peace, Analog Spark, great reissue label, gone too soon.
Yes. Well, they released that record. Or can I show my pick for a repress?
Do it to it.
All right.
Hang on. I got to cue it up because you've really built this up. So hang on a second, Jose.
I didn't build anything up.
Here we go. Oh my gosh! I think Norman Maslov just came on himself. This is, I think, on his list too.
I do have a single on vinyl.
So what did you just show, Jose? We do have visually impaired folks who don't know what's going on.
Well, this is a mixed business, and this is the whole record. Midnight Vultures by Beck.
Yes.
When I was a kid, I used to play video games and play this CD like nonstop. And then now I want it on vinyl. I don't know how many times I'm going to listen to it on vinyl, but at least 10. So if somebody can, they promised it last year and they promised it this year. So hopefully
was it ever on vinyl when it first came out? It was, right?
Yes.
What is it going for now?
Like $600, $500.
That's more than the Sea Change MoFi. Yeah,
because there's like a lot of pressing. So that there's a lot of Beck records that go for a lot. Soul Macure, Soul Paddock, Soul Manure. That one. Golden Feelings never being properly reissued to vinyl, which I love. It's bizarre, but if they did like a few hundred records, I think it would sell. But I don't know why Beck only reissues like 5 records. The Information, you have that box set? Anybody here has that box set?
I have the CD version of it. Yeah, no.
But the vinyl was a huge box
It
that
was.
you could put stickers on, make your own cover and stuff. I saw it here in Mexico City a long time ago, maybe 2012.
Hey, Jose, John Bandy's got some good news for you. He said Midnight Vultures is a great choice. Beck has stated a couple times.
I know that.
Yeah, okay.
Well, he put up a tweet like at the beginning of the year, like it was this year or last year. He did that as well. Orderly.
Yeah, Vinyl Me Please did an Odelay.
Yeah,
Really nice.
they did like a brown treatment on that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
So Danny I actually think we need a Tool box set. I think Danny from Tool said they recorded all their stuff on tape too, so that could be amazing. I like the sound of that. Good call.
But this
right.
this one, it's like I think it's in like you can get it right now.
Yeah, that was like 2017. I want to say that. Finally, please. Plus, you can find it in shops. It's that one's out there. All right, Mr. Scally Records says I want Clutches Pure Rock Fury. All right, cool. Roja
box set is that I'm not familiar with their music. Is that not in the
we
box
did
set?
do a box set, but yeah, I'm not. I know the box set is black box set. I actually sold one.
Yeah, but that box set is like expensive now.
It's like $400 or $500 now. Yeah. Mr. Rojas.
Well, that's like $100 more than it was originally, I think.
If I say press me, please, Mr. Rojas, what do you say?
Let's have fun. Go do it. Go Bo Diddley. Just start doing this. Don't do the Kevin Gray reissue where he raises that mid-range hump shit. That's dumb. You know, get it from the OG tapes if you can get them. None of this Kevin Gray. Ugh, sorry.
Wow.
Thing.
Wow. Didn't correct me if I'm wrong. Was that part of the Chess reissue series in the 80s, or was that? Am I thinking of a different Bo Diddley record?
Well, I know that they did one, I think in like 2010, 2011, because I know they did this one.
Okay.
And I did have it was Sundays, and that shit really sucks so bad. Like,
I know, Sundazed. That's almost like, isn't that equivalent? Well, some of them were actually really done well, I think.
Not that.
Not them, maybe, yeah.
but you know, they can do the whole Diddley catalog, you know, 500% Man. I was gonna
Diddle
read his
me,
records.
please. Huh?
What's up?
Diddle me, please.
Sure.
Nice.
I mean, look at this outfit. Woo! You know.
Man,
Jose,
that's a
didn't you-
horrible cover.
Jose, didn't you wear that jacket to dinner that one night in Austin? That looks really familiar. I think.
It matched the tablecloth, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, we
That's-
went to Pizza Hut and it was something like that.
That's a horrible cover, by the way. It looks like Lou Reed's New York. Have you seen that one? That's like a lot of himself.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Chad, did you see what they're releasing for October?
Hang on, who are you talking to,
sorry.
David? Chad?
Chad.
Oh, they're doing
Chad.
Black Sabbath.
Chad,
The Freudian slip. No, I haven't heard, David.
I got it in a screen there for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's throw that up. So hang on. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
Plaid Room. Here we go. Our friends at Plaid Room.
That-
Stevie Nicks. Oh,
That's
okay.
never been on LP before, except the box set that your wife got.
Oh, yeah, In Your Dreams. Yeah, my wife's a huge Stevie and
So that's
really
that's a really good album.
cool.
Wow,
cool.
that's
Yeah,
a double for $32.99. That's a
Yep.
steal.
Arnaldo, how did they get away with this? This is like highway robbery. I mean, that's got to be at least $64.99 on Vinyl Me Please, right?
That's a steal.
They only got 7 copies left. I ought to buy all of them.
Oh, you flipper, you bastard! I can't.
Well,
And-
they're actually doing Black
They're-
Sabbath's debut as well for October.
October. Oh, check it out.
Yes. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it is it the Rhino Hi-Fi version is the question.
Jason,
Yeah.
what record? are you
I'll be
holding?
serious. This is like a jazz pop record, but it's got like a lot of funky breaks on it. This is Blossom Dearie. She's like a jazz singer, jazz piano player, and this is her 68 record, 1968. That's just the way I want to be, which is very psychedelic. Well, I would recommend for this to be pressed. It would be great.
Oh no, Jose, I don't even know what's going on. Hey, I'm gonna do real quick business. We're gonna have a new segment on the show called Kindness Corner, where I'm still workshopping it. But I see something going on in the gallery that I want to elevate because to me this is good stuff. So we've got Tokyo Record Style Brian. I think he's even been on he was on us. I think.
Yes.
So
He was
he
walking
dropped.
down the street. We wanted him to get some
He was
records.
walking
in
down the
Tokyo.
street, nice guy. He's what a record collector in Japan should be. He's talking to Ramon. I know I butchered your name. French Vinyl Addict. He said, "Hey, French Vinyl Addict, thanks again for the Japan vinyl tag video. Loved it. Everybody check it out." So there's a link there, and then a beautiful exchange. He says, "French Vinyl Addict, hey Brian, thanks man. Your tag was really fun to do." And then, boom, boom, boom. Also, thanks for promoting my channel on Chance to Stream. So this is what it should be about: fellowship, sharing other channels, these tag videos, all this kind of stuff. So this is Kindness Corner. Now, Stunty is already trying to capitalize. I think he's already submitted an entry. It says Kindness Corner. Please go check out Brother Brian's channel. You might not hate it. I see what you did there. I see what you did there, Stunty, and I'm not mad at it. However, Kindness Corner, we're going to have a K. It's going to be Kindness Corner with a K. So coming soon.
Okay.
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 So we're going to make that a new segment. But I saw a little bit of that back and forth, and I like both those guys, and I'm glad that we can be cool like that because that's what it should be about, man. It's records, fun. Let's do it to it. All right. I guess it's my turn for this goofy segment. So I had to bust them out. I had to bust them out, guys. And I had to bust out what we call cassettes. Are you familiar with this one? This is John Mellencamp, Mr. Happy Go Lucky. Has never been on vinyl. So Mercury.
Not even John Mellencamp owns that shit.
I mean, he's got the Wyoming Dave look. Wyoming Dave, don't take offense to it, but I think John Mellencamp was wearing those tank for you. But
Thanks for the memories.
Thanks for the memories. That's right. But it has that Key West intermezzo. Anyway, never been on vinyl, so I had to pick up the cassette because I'm like, this is a travesty, a vinyl travesty. So there's that one. I'll show another one. We'll go back one more around. Megadeth, Countdown to Extinction, long overdue. Like the MoFi is a different mix. Like this, like please, this and Euthanasia, it's time. Mustaine, get out the vaults. Let's go. Time, Countdown for Extinction. I'm ready. Everyone's ready for this. It's time. No more nonsense. All right. Anyone else? Press me, please. I know you got one, Arnaldo.
I got one. It's kind of obvious, and it's quite shocking because
I like Scandalous. Let's go.
An artist of her stature has an album that's out of print.
Crazier.
All right, that's Beyonce.
Self-titled Beyonce album, which is one of my favorites. I think I like this better than Lemonade.
Wow.
This is out of print. This should be in print, and it's kind of like
very shocking.
It's shocking that it is not, because we're not talking Bo Diddley. This is Beyonce.
Whoa! Are you comparing Mr. Diddler himself to the Queen Bee?
I like it.
Why do you think that is, Arnaldo? Why do you think it isn't in print?
I think because Beyonce operates on a license. She licensed it to Sony probably. When did that come out? 2014? Probably, I think it's 20. I can't read it. I'm getting old here.
Join the club.
I know. I'm trying. No, there is no date. Why is there no date on this?
Do you own that Megadeth MoFi record?
It's timeless. It's
2014. So it may be that she had a 5-year license or a 7-year license, most likely. And didn't renew it, is planning on taking it and maybe pressing it somewhere else, because I find it really hard to believe that Sony doesn't keep that in print.
Oof, Saba, that's the good shit. That's what we want. Corey Feldman, Angelic, the core.
Let's go
for it. Let's go for it.
Put Corey Feldman, Angelic to the code back.
For it.
Guys, how come we have not talked about the upcoming MoFi Christmas release? We have not talked about that yet.
I mean, do we want to talk about it?
Is that going to be a special episode?
No,
disappeared.
No. I tell you what. Let's blow through this last round of Press Me Please, and then we'll close the show with talk about a soiled baby diaper announcement. I mean, this is terrible. Jose, do you want to show another one? Press Me Please. Do you have another one to show?
Could be, yeah. Let's see, what else can I put up?
That doesn't sound very confident. I do want to address this. I see Tom from High Rant District is already trying to destroy the Kindness Corner. He's now added a club with a K. It now makes 3 Ks. We don't condone anything. That's nonsense. See, you start out with the best of intentions and you get the worst of results. Come on, Tom. What are you doing? All right. So, Jason Rojas, while Jose is searching aimlessly on his shelves, do you have one more nominee for Press Me, Please? Oh, my God. Segment's going down in the trash.
Do this.
Chuck Willis, Wales
Chuck
the Blues.
Willis, 59, Wales the Blues. It's really...
Man, what the fuck is that?
This could be you in a couple years, Jose.
I could be Chuck Willis?
Looks just like you, Jose. Okay.
Yeah. I got that mustache. Man.
The mustache is what it does for you.
Hey, this is like a rhythm and blues record from 59. It's like I think sentimental is the wrong word, but it's of its time, like a lot of ballads.
Sentimental? Why are you born in 1932? What is this shit?
Hey, Jason's a lot of things, but a romantic is one of them. Come on.
We'll pick one for Jose here. Here we go. This was never released on vinyl. It was only released on CD and then discontinued. The only time when the Misfits had 2 guitar players. So 12 Hits from Hell. If this ever comes out on vinyl, This would be
So
great.
is that a boot? Is that a boot that you have right there, or what
Yes,
is it?
it is a bootleg.
Oh boy, I'm gonna get us shut down from this counterfeiting. Nobody in the gallery telling Rojas for having counterfeit wares. We don't need Glenn Danzig to come find them. That'd be unfortunate.
Oh, I know. I mean, nobody.
All right, Jose, we've been waiting on bated breath. What would you like to have pressed again?
So this is one of my favorite records of all time. This is a bootleg because I don't have $500 right now to buy the original one. But this is a UK band called Spyrogyra, not the piece of shit, whatever 80s sounding shit jazz band that was called almost the same like this. But this is a beautiful record full of folky and amazing dark and twisted UK sounding music for your ears. And I hope someday, because they reissue the other records by them. So hopefully this is the other one. They reissue the other one. This is an official release, and this one is not. So if they can do it, I'll be happy. Thanks. That's it.
Look at that! What a great one. Hey, I'd be remiss if I didn't show, and I don't know anything, but I think I know something. You might have heard about this band in the vinyl community, Dada. Our friend Joey Callio. This is the terrific album Puzzle. You know the song Going to Disneyland, etc. Really hope that this gets the treatment. Now there are some people in the vinyl community that like to show off their autographed copy. Joey signed it for him like a nice gentleman he is. But Joey not only signed mine, the rest of the band signed mine too. So I think, is this a flex if you have the entire band sign the CD instead of just one person? Tell me in the comments below, because I am.
If it's a CD, no.
Oh, CDs, it doesn't matter.
I'm kidding.
Anyway, hopefully this gets the vinyl treatment. I did ask Joey, and he said stay tuned. That's all I can say. So.
Please never slap a Ween record. Ween records should be listened.
That is against the law. That is banned in the lower 48 of slabbing Ween records. Brian from Fort Worth. I'm trying to look. He had nominated some Journey records. I'm totally not trying to skip your Journey recommendations, Brian. I just missed them in the chat. So
I'm about to have 3 different Journey records that I'm going to have shootouts on.
Well, there you go. Brian in Fort Worth. Get ready. David Bianco is making programming.
Escape Frontiers and Raised on Radio in the next 6 weeks. One every other week.
Ray Spooknish. Hey, you know what? I'm going to say that if Jack White can keep doing that weird weed-infused vinyl records doing, I would appreciate it. And if you can send me some my way, thanks. That's
wow. I mean, the shilling just doesn't stop.
The shilling.
He's Captain Shilling.
I've never got a fucking free record for anybody. But if Jack White himself, I will trade him this dog.
Jose, no, don't give your pub. Come on now. Hey, Dawson's here. He says Linkin Park new reunion and album. Let's go. I did see that before we went live. Cesar, who may have migrated over to the Westman show. He does that sometimes, Jason. I've noticed. He's tell him. Definitely. He likes to go to both shows. He can't get enough audiophile news. But no, yeah, Linkin Park apparently is coming back, and they've got a female co-singer. They're very clear in the announcement to say co-singer, because Mike Shinoda's ego is so fragile that you have to make sure to put him at the lead. But I don't know, Jason, did you listen to that song? It's okay. I mean, it's.
I'm not into Linkin Park, but it was okay. Like, you know.
The video was horrible.
Yeah, I sent it to Jose.
The video was absolute trash. Like it looked like it cost a lot of money.
Of course, they're on Warner. So Warner's like, back, and they're just like, whatever you need for the video, blank check, and then they.
But horrible digital effects. It was very 2000s, high tech 2000s video. Like a corn type video.
Ooh, Sade.
Larry, so the channel is Tap Records. You should totally check it out. The DJ sets are a lot of fun. Says Sade has a single coming out. Now, this got me very excited in my nether regions because, guys, if you're like me, there is nothing better when it comes time to do some mattress dancing than Sade. And you can ask the ladies or fellas in your life. Sade is where it's at. I'm telling you. So this is exciting news. And by the way, you know how badass Sade is? Little retrospect. Sade literally stopped her career for 10 years because she's such a badass to raise her daughter. and then it's like, yeah, I'll keep doing it again. I mean, that's tough. I love it. So anyway, Jose, are you a big Sade fan? Is that how you get down?
I've never owned a record by her. I only know one.
Oh my God, Jose!
I've never listened to. Not that I don't like it, but I only know that Smooth Operator song. That's the only song I ever.
We're gonna change that because it's funny. Those originals are now like $20 or $30 records.
Well, you know, there's always that PO box in Texas.
You used to be able to get them for $2 or $3, and it was some of the best value out there. But
no, I've never heard any like for real. Like, it's not that I like it.
Jose, that's your homework assignment. So High Rent District Tom, after his controversial take earlier, says Barry White begs to differ. Listen, I'll take Sade every day of the week and twice on Saturdays over Barry.
Hey, Barry's in the ground in 2 different graves. I mean, come on.
All right. Well, we're starting to come up on time, but Arnaldo raised a great topic to end the show on. I don't even have a ticker for this. So I'm just going to throw up this one well, that's too big. This new MoFi announcement, Mariah Carey Christmas album. I mean, how do you spell it? Joke. Is it real or I thought it was real?
No. I think when in the MoFi enthusiast Facebook group, I thought it was a joke. Kind of like when you post the UHQR of ice castles. I figured, this is a joke.
Shout out to the Rev because that's a classic meme. But yeah, here it is. Jason Rojas is pulling it up on the phone. I mean, they've got not one but 2 pieces of shit for you to spend your money on. They've got a $60 version, and then of course, if a $60 version is not enough, why don't you just buck up for 125 Clamarunos? Mariah Carey, Merry Christmas on One Step. I mean, yes.
I'm going to play the devil's advocate, and I'm going to say that I actually think that's a good title to make.
Jose, you don't know who Sade is, and now you're coming in on. I know you just got your Lou Reed MoFi. Yes. I know you're drinking the MoFi Kool-Aid right now while you're listening to it, but we're going to have an intervention. This is some great
on my Snoopy mug that I have here.
Yeah, I mean, look, Novice Nick just saw that title at Walmart. Can you believe? I mean, they're doing unbelievable.
No, but for real, I think that at least that's a popular record. People like it, and if you're gonna have a audiophile Christmas, right, and that Snoopy Christmas album is sold out because they're pressing 30,000 Asias. Maybe you want to get into the Christmas spirit with something else,
With a $125 record, nothing says Christmas more than overspending readily available Christmas record.
You say that, but you bought Hootie and the fucking Blowfish for $60
Hey,
so you get
$60 times 2, dos veces, 125. I mean, pick a lane, MoFi. You've either got your $60 version that nobody wants to buy, or $125. One Step. I mean,
I'm gonna also say that the only record I'm buying from the Atlantic 75 thing, it's being shipped tomorrow, which is the Velvet Underground Loaded.
Oh, here we go.
45 RPM edition. That's the only record I'm going to buy from that series because that's the only record I would ever listen to more than once. But
can't wait for that one in the morning.
So John Bandy comes in. I think he speaks for a lot, and this is a closed door conversation the MoFi's reps had. Quote, bitching about digital steps. Let's see if we can really piss him off this time around. It's actually a rebel move.
Well, someone mentioned in the comments they took it down, and I don't see it on the MoFi.
It is down. They took it down in like 4 days.
But because they got so many orders, or because they got shamed and
no, because they were not ready to announce that.
It was a boo boo in the web placement.
Oh,
it's like when the Steely Dan ones were announced.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So it is happening.
Yes.
Should be, yeah.
I don't think it's a bad title, to be honest. Is that better? Is that better than Stone Temple Pilot? Yes.
I don't get doing both the $60 and the $125.
Right, exactly.
I don't get that.
That's what
that
I
better?
don't think it. I don't think it's they. I don't know. I don't.
But here's the thing, so they can get just about any Sony title because they're tied at the hip to Sony. MoFi is so with the DSD and all that. So yeah, another great craft record.
Yeah, $30 Christmas record. I'm okay with Kraft doing that. $60, $125. I mean, come on now. So Russell S. has got a question. I don't know if we can answer this one because we're not that far planned ahead. He says, will you talk about Columbia Record House next week? Russell, this is a tremendous idea. We'll take it under consideration. Thank you.
Isn't it like 5 a.m. Stunty in Sweden?
Hey, Stunty was on the show 2 weeks ago.
He's got COVID, man. Give him a break.
Had the guy a break.
Oh, I know. I'm just worried about his health. Like, he should be rested.
He had to cancel the huge Wednesday live stream, the Wall of Wow.
Friday.
So,
the Wednesday. Yeah.
This is a serious matter. So I mean, let's not kid around. COVID's that's no young man's game. So Stunty, we hope you're getting better. It's not fun.
I think it's after him, man. He's had it a few times.
Oh, now see, Caesar's come back from the Steve Westman show. He says, I'm still hurt Chance would make such false accusations when I'm the number one fan of the number one show in the VC, Surface Noise Side A. Caesar, I think you just came in clutch, and we're going to reinstitute all your privileges. You made a right choice. I didn't go over and look and see if you were fraternizing with the enemies, but it's good to see you here. Hit that like button, by the way. We're almost done with the show, but hit the like button because YouTube.
Steve had a late show on last night, 2 a.m. Central.
Oh my God!
Concert Buddy, is this like a record? I've never. We have 70. Well, at one point we have 73 people watching.
Oh, we got in the 90. We got up into the 90s actually.
Oh wow! I wasn't paying attention. So we need to get these likes up.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great show. We literally gave the business to Vinyl Me Please. I only put on the oven minute for a second because I didn't want to. I'm still working on the IP on this, but it's the long, slow goodbye to Vinyl Me Please, and I think it got some eyeballs. I appreciate the morning show is heavily promoting it, so I appreciate that. I was taking some shots. I was taking some strays from those not in the know, but what else is new? But not from the people you suspect. But no, I'm glad everyone came in for this. I'm glad that we were able to have this conversation. I'm glad that the people, my ride or dies, are here every week or every other week. It's a lot of fun to do this, and we're just going to keep on. So, and John Bandy, I'm going to give you the last word because it's always a pleasure when you pop in. He says, don't forget, quote, buy more Rhino, end quote. That is words to live by, especially when they're a $40 price proposition. So I'm gonna give them the big salute. Because when you've got other choices and reproductions and reissues,
next drop is on the 13th.
Oh,
get ready! Next Friday.
What is
the next Rhino drop?
Oh yeah.
Are you gonna tell me what it is, or do I have to wait? Exclusive, all that shit.
Well, I mean, we can. I think that's a great candidate for Just the Tip. I don't want to give Spins any show ideas, but I think Just the Tip is the perfect vehicle for that. So anyway,
and remember, folks, support your independent labels from your friends. And
hey, tomorrow. Well, we're doing this on Thursday evening. This portion doesn't come out till Monday. So if you didn't buy anything on the Bandcamp Friday, and you're hearing about this on Monday when we just throw the freestyle out there, shame on you. We've got a starving artist. His name is Jose Moreno. And his label is Aurora Central.
And I have a beautiful 7-inch for you of free jazz from Sweden.
Oof.
So it's the good shit. Beautiful cover.
Come on back, Tony D. All right. Well, that'll do it for Surface Noise Side A Side Edition. Always a pleasure. Again, thank my panelists. Thank the gallery. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Come next week, Spins Vinyl, B-Side. Be there, be square. And hey, see, Arnold, let's see, we're up to 80. Look at this. 83. Oh, the Westman show must be over. Here they come. Here they come. We'll stay on for just 30 more seconds to see him pop in. Come on. It's like the Price is Right. Let's
go to Coleco.
Hey, shout out to Chad at Coleco. He's a gentleman. We had some conversation after our one our famous rogue entertaining situation.
What the hell you think you're doing?
Hey, Chad's a Vols fan. There's nothing wrong with that. And Jason, with literally the worst butcher cover that's ever been pulled out of a porta potty in a public park.
I wouldn't pay a
He's
buck
like,
for it.
peel it.
It's a butchered butcher cover.
Hey, Jason.
Oh no! All right, Jose, we got to end. All right, thanks for joining, everybody. See you next time.
See you.
Later.
Take care.